Hello and welcome to the Gothic Unicorn. This video is going to be a bit of a catch-up for me, if not for you, because to be fair, I've not been well again, and I very much lost my focus. I started the month, or rather ended at the last month, with a lot of ideas of how I was going to go forward, and with having been unwell, I'm completely at a loss. I don't know what I was planning, so I think I'm going to have to regroup a bit, and hopefully I can create some good stuff for you. So as I talk, I'm going to actually make a little bit of something, and getting into spooky season, so it's going to be a little bit spooky, so I'm just going to get all the stuff together and we'll get on with it. I am not having a good day. I'm just going to come out there and say that. I actually set all this up and I started filming, and everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. I couldn't get my glue to start setting, and then I've got a base here which is a wooden circle. I'm not going to tip it over because everything's still drying on there, and I've got a little piece of a small skewer to make a post for a sign. Now onto that, this is a wooden disc, could be cereal box if you wanted. A couple of layers of cereal box to make a great base, but I decided I've got these wooden ones, I'm going to use one. I actually painted it. I coloured it, stained it with an alcohol marker just to make my life a bit easier. And I then tried to stick the little bit of skewer in with some of my regular Cosmic Shimmer Specialist acrylic glue, which is normally really good because it goes tacky really quickly and it takes really quickly. Not today, it kept falling over. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to get on, and I covered the base with some PVA. Now this is white glue, school glue sometimes it's called, but it isn't the school grade. That's builder's grade PVA in a different bottle. I just like the bottle because it's got a top. It's got a nice top that you can apply the glue with, so I reuse it. I've actually got probably about a gallon container of the stuff somewhere, which is what I fill it up with. Anyway, I put that on there and I started covering it with tea. This is my pot of dry tea. Now this is a combination of the dust that you get in the bottom of a box of tea bags and some unused tea leaves. I only get the tea leaves when the tea bags break, otherwise I just get the dust, but it does make for a nice textured mix. And I'm going to put the lid back on because I've already got it all over the paper and I had to clear it up. I don't want it all over the floor as well, and the way my day's going, it's going to end up all over the floor. Anyway, there's the basis of my piece, and as you can see, yeah, it's starting to dry because there's bits coming off. Now I can, at this point, realistically what I need to do is seal it. And to seal it, and I realised I haven't prepped that, it's a mix of PVA glue and water. Just as simple as that. So I'm just going to go and find something. I've got something. I've got a couple of little pots here that appear to be stuck together. As I say, it's not my day. And there goes my, that one feels a bit sticky as the bottom one's back there. So I'm going to go put some water in that, mix in some glue, and then we'll come back and we'll seal this. I've got my mixture of glue and water. I've got my gluey brush, which is actually a kid's paintbrush, and this is brilliant for applying glue, well, gluey water, watery glue, whichever way around you want to think about it. I also use it for applying Mod Podge some of the time. And all I'm doing is I'm going over here and I'm just going to give this a soak. I'm afraid you're not going to see it dry on this video, unless something else really, really serious goes wrong and I end up leaving it, because it's going to take a fair few hours to dry out. But that's all that it takes, and I'm just going to dry off my brush for the minute, get rid of any tea because it has come up, and stop it from going too icky. Put that to one side. I'll pop that to the back, so hopefully I won't knock it flying, and we will leave this to start to dry. Yeah, it does seem to be stuck finally. So, as I was trying to say, spooky season. I'm really not sure what I'm going to do for spooky season this year. I've got a couple of ideas of things that I want to do that might very well feature in a video, but yeah, not a lot. Next thing, this is one of my miniature pumpkins. This is actually a putka pod that I painted last year, and I pulled it out of my little stash of them, and I'm going to use this on the base of the little decoration. I love these. This is a really, really cheap way of getting lots of miniature pumpkins, because you can paint them any colour you want. If you want to decorate your house with pink and lilac pumpkins, you can do it, because you can buy a big bag of those from anywhere that sells floristry type supplies, or even sometimes you can find them in potpourri mixes, and you can pull them out and then use them from that. Although then I might be worried about what oils they put on and how that might react with the paint. But these were really cost efficient. I think I paid about £4 for quite a big bag, and I've got more than I'm ever going to need, I think. Well, for a good few years. And I've also got a little skull who I'm going to stick on top. So while I'm doing this, I'll keep talking, keep trying to talk. I'm not doing very well at the talking today, it's got to be said, which, considering how many complaints I get about me talking too much, well, today I don't know where my words have gone. They've flown away or something like that. So yeah, I would like story of my day, story of my month so far. September's not going well for me. I would like to make a couple of spookier videos, because I know that there's a lot of people out there that like the spooky content, and I know it's getting a bit late for anybody for making stuff for this year, but I have got my previous Halloween playlists, and there should be something in there if you're looking for inspiration. I don't know. Are you looking for inspiration? Let me know. Comment. Do you decorate your miniature scenes, dolls' houses, whatever it is, for the seasons? Or do you just do seasonal miniatures that come out at the appropriate time of year. Let's try a bit more glue, if I can get this to work. I do wonder, because I see a lot of people making Halloween dolls' houses, but I'm spooky all year round. Well, somebody has to be. So I need to leave that to dry a bit, so I'm going to put that there. I do want to, and I may have mentioned this in a previous video, I want to make a table and chairs with bones, sort of inspired by something that I saw in real life that wasn't bones, it was metal, but the way that the legs of the table came down, it really made me think that it could be done with skeletal legs, with the, you know, the bones of the legs and the feet at the bottom. I just need to figure out how I can do a chair to match and find my stash of skeletons, because I'm going to need a few. There's going to be a lot of skeletons giving up their legs this year. But yeah, as I said, I've completely forgotten what I was going to do. I want to finish my 1/48 scale building. That's almost there. And I want to get on with the doll's house. But truth is, my mind isn't on it. Coming to do this today, I couldn't find half the things that I needed. My craft room is an absolute nightmare. There's stuff everywhere. And I really, really need to get it sorted so that I can do something. I've got some full-size projects that I want to work on. I've got some bits for that. I should get them done. Will I? I don't know. I've got a lot of pieces that need finishing off or finding homes. I've got lots of ideas. I've got an absolutely amazing idea, and I'm just going to show you this. Quite random. This is a 1/76th scale ice cream truck that would have featured, well, 1960s, I think this is. And you'd have found these at the seaside, British seaside. And I've got an idea to do something with that, which could be interesting if it ever materialises. It's not a scale that I normally work in, but occasionally I certainly get these little inclinations. I've got these. This is a floristry pick, and the little velvet pumpkins. Now, aren't those just brilliant? Could I use them 1/12 scale? Possibly, if I cut down the stems, or even maybe remove the stems. Did I intend to get it? No, I just happened to be in a shop and I saw this on the shelf. And when I say I saw this on the shelf, it had been put back in the wrong place. And I saw it, and it cost me £1.49. And I thought, £1.49 for 6 miniature pumpkins? I can live with that. I think they're plastic or possibly styrofoam inside. So maybe you'll be seeing this. Let's see. Oh yes, needs putting back together and a bit of gluing and maybe a cut down stem, but I can possibly do something with that. I mean, those aren't going to be spooky, they're velvet. It's going to be something a bit more kitsch than I normally do, but who knows. So yeah, that is my mind at the moment. It is all over the place. Now, I've got some moss here in different colours. Now, I don't want the top one. Of course I don't. I want this one down here. Come on, let's have some of you. Now that this little dude has started to dry out, I'm going to use some moss to disguise the fact that he's got a big hole in the top of his cranium. Is that right? I don't know. Like I say, my English, well, my language is defeating me at the moment. Now, as I've said before, I have a lot of issues. I have issues speaking because of anxiety. I have issues because of my mental health generally. And what do we think? Does that look okay? I think that looks okay. I don't think he needs any more up there, but I do think I need to take the stem off that piece. And this is real moss. It's not anything that's supposed to be like a moss substitute. So what do we yeah, I might put a bit more on top. I don't know, I'll keep that piece to one side because I can always use that at the bottom. And there goes my chair again. Now going back to the base, you can see around the edge it's starting to look less wet. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and attach my sign, my beware sign. This is cereal box. I wanted to use a coffee stir stick to get so that the broken wooden bits would look a bit more realistic. However, I couldn't find one. As I said, story of my day. So I've put that at an angle. I'm going to try and put this at an angle. I'm probably going to regret it. Because I'm now going to have to sit here and hold it. No, I'm not. It's tuck. Okay, that is the first thing that has gone right. Maybe. So, yeah. I spoke too soon. I pretty much decided to give up earlier after it fell apart again. But I stuck the sign back in place and thought, okay, I'm going to let everything dry. And while it's drying, I'm going to tidy up my craft room a bit. So I started. Managed to drop a little sample vial of perfume. It was glass, it smashed, and now my craft room smells incredibly scented. It's not a bad smell, but it's a bit on the strong side. So I've just come back to this and I thought I'll get this finished, and I did actually start doing it on camera, but with going with the pattern of my day, I stuck these down and somebody outside started talking incredibly loud and whiny, and then started making dogs bark. So that was the end of that. But I've stuck my little Putka pod pumpkin into place, and I've added that last bit of moss at the side, and I think I've made a acceptable little spooky decoration. What do we think? Will it do? It's something. I've made something, and generally that is a great way of actually getting myself back into the swing of things, is to make something, anything. And I think it's acceptable. So hopefully now I can move forward from this and I can actually start making some better content. As I said before, I want to get my 1/48th scale project completed. Or I might have said that in the bit that I deleted, I don't know. I want to get that finished. I want to get some more done on the doll's house, and I want to generally enjoy a bit of creating, because I've not been very creative over the summer, and I definitely feel better when I can actually make things. So fingers crossed, this is the start of something better. So if you've enjoyed this, I would be amazed, but it just proves stuff happens when you craft. And although I've cut some of it out, believe me, everything that can go wrong has gone wrong today. So I've still got a nice little piece out of it, and that's the main thing. If you've enjoyed it, or if you just feel sorry for me, like, comment, subscribe. You know how it all goes. And consider ringing that notification bell, because then the next time I do one of these videos, which will hopefully be better, YouTube should tell you all about it. And until next time, bye.